In the world of wildlife filmmaking, there's really nothing that compares to underwater cinematography. Wildlife filmmaking is dominated by telephoto lenses, with most cinematographers relying on lenses such as the Canon 50 to 1000mm lens, a technological feat that allows cinematographers to capture wildlife footage from the safety of a few hundred meters away. For underwater shooters, this is like a cheat code. Underwater, we often can't capture good quality footage if we're any more than 3 or 4 meters away. Putting this in perspective, if we were on a documentary and were looking to film lions hunting, we would have to be standing right next to them as they prowled through the jungle looking for food, not from the safety of a car 200 meters away. We have to not only be in the action, but we often find ourselves as part of it. And this is what makes underwater cinematography so epic. Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Tom Park and I'm an underwater and wildlife cinematographer. Throughout this series, we're discussing the world of filmmaking and cinematography, where I'll teach you some of the things that I've learned over the last decade working in the film industry as an underwater and wildlife cinematographer. If you're into this sort of thing, subscribe for more and let me know down below what you film and if you have a crazy wildlife filmmaking story. It's great to talk about this stuff, as I guarantee no matter where you are in your personal journey, you're not alone. I can almost guarantee that if you have seen any wildlife documentary shot above the water in the last 10 years, that a good portion of that film would have been shot with the Canon 50 to 1000mm lens. This $70,000 lens is a staple in wildlife filmmaking due to its compact size, optical performance, and most importantly, its zoom range, allowing cinematographers to capture breathtaking content while being completely removed from the action. The way in which these films are shot is often with the film crew positioning themselves at good vantage points around the target location and utilizing tripods to snipe the action when it occurs. The lens has the ability to both capture close encounters, although rare at 50mm, and encounters hundreds of meters away at 1000mm. Underwater films, however, differ dramatically in the way in which they're shot. Due to visibility and the way in which water and particles impair our footage, cinematographers have to use ultra wide angle lenses, with most focal lengths ranging from 11 to 18mm. We don't have the luxury of using zoom lenses to get close to our subjects, as the image quality will be just unusably blurry, and we often can't even see past 15 or 20 meters anyways. Which in other words means that we can't zoom in to get close-up footage of wildlife, and the only way that we can get those intimate close-up shots is to physically swim closer to the animal. Underwater, if we're any more than 2 to 3 meters away from the animal, it's probably not a great shot, and we're often required to get much closer than that. This creates some really unique challenges, as not only are we looking to capture natural wildlife behaviour, but we're also hoping to be centimeters away from the animal when they exhibit it. Instead of simply finding a good vantage point and zooming in, like on land, we have to manage a proper approach towards the animal, conducting that approach in a manner that doesn't spook them, and we have to literally position our camera right next to them to capture the shot. This is understandably quite tricky to pull off, but it also places us right in the heat of the action, which at times can be far more dangerous and require far more knowledge of wildlife behaviour. Especially when we're filming large animals like sharks and bait balls, which are just like big ocean feeding frenzies dominated by apex predators, where when filming this sort of interaction, we often find ourselves literally in the center of a feeding frenzy, where we have to use our large cameras as shields from predators. Events like these really do get the adrenaline pumping, as you very much become part of the action, and you're not only focused on capturing the shot, you're focused on managing predatorial behavior and keeping yourself safe. This crazy feeling of being in amongst the action, filming it all on an ultra wide angle lens, is what makes underwater cinematography so unique. We have to master underwater wildlife behavior and use our knowledge of the animal to manage our interaction with them, to not only ensure that we capture the shot, but we do so safely and without disturbing or harassing the wildlife. Recently, while on a documentary shoot capturing the sea turtle mating season, I found myself the target of a sexually fueled large male sea turtle. Now, I want you to forget everything you know about sea turtles, as when these turtles reach mating age, they can be as big as 5 feet long and upwards of 400 to 500 pounds. They have massive claws on the front of their fins, and they have unbelievably powerful jaws that they use to hold the female sea turtle down while mating. They are quite literally dinosaurs. While filming this mating interaction between two sea turtles only a few meters away from them, 2 additional males arrived at the scene and began fighting with the successful suitor. After a few minutes, one of the unsuccessful males gave up and instead turned his attention to me. The standard approach for any underwater cinematographer caught up in a moment where they become part of the action is to use their camera as a shield. And that's exactly what I did for the first few minutes, as this mammoth of a male took a number of fast and powerful strafes towards me, pulling away only at the last second as I deflected with my camera. But as this continued, I started to get worried about my camera, and I didn't want him to damage or scratch my glass dome. So I moved to a different tactic, and I tried to use my freediving fins to provide a barrier between us and keep us apart, all while slowly swimming to shore where I could. All I can say is that obviously did not work, and I very much underestimated the strength and speed of these animals. Now, he did not get his way with me, and I did eventually make it back to shore, but I would be lying if I said that I wasn't at least a little nervous as to how that interaction was going to end. Underwater cinematography can give rise to the unexpected, as we are never more than a few meters away, and it's not uncommon for us to become part of the action, whether that be with a thirsty sea turtle or a school of fish who ball up around you for protection from some larger predator. Sometimes the unexpected does happen, and more than ever, underwater cinematography requires an understanding of wildlife and an appreciation that we are in their world. It's like trying to film an African safari with a 14mm lens, where you literally have to walk right up to the lion to get the shot. It requires such a high level of behavioral understanding to do this, and it's probably crazy. It's definitely unique, and that's why I love it. If you enjoyed this video, let me know and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.